What's up, everybody? It's the big boss, Bad News Bronson. I'm here today with my co-host, the man of 1,000 names. Today, what's your name, sir?
You know me, man. I'm coming in as T Woods. I'm coming in as the big con, 7 cons.
7 con.
Oh.
What a week in wrestling, T Woods. What a week. We had Monday Night Raw.
Okay.
Which was it was something, you know. It wasn't its best, but it was something. What I was proud of though is that we started off the show with a title match, New Day versus the League of Nations, and the League of Nations, they're booty, but the New Day is pretty cool. If I do say so myself, they are hilarious. They still cheat to win, which is cool. I don't want them to be super baby faces just yet. I like them, cheating to win, using the third man. I like them pulling the tights, I think the New Day is the next big stable. After the Shield, because the Shield gave us some cool stuff, and they were badasses. But I think New Day is a different kind of badass.
And not to be cooing in it or anything, but the fact that they're all black too.
Yeah, that's pretty dope. That's pretty dope. We got some black in wrestling. That's pretty dope. All right, so after the New Day, they defeat them. The League of Nations actually whooped their ass. First of all, they got in their cheeks,
which is not realistic.
They got in their cheeks and they spread them wide the fuck open. They were all taken advantage of, one by one. You got Big E. But which was cool, though, I like how the story that they were telling was, regardless, New Day was fighting back. Because even when they were getting their ass whooped, the New Day was fighting back, in the middle of the ass whooping. But then, the numbers game got onto them, and then, they started getting their ass kicked. And then, Del Rio, his little special move when he get you in the corner and then prop you up and stomp your chest in.
Seems painful.
I think he botched it and hit Xavier Woods in the head because his head bounced off the mat, and I was like, oh shit. I was like, motherfucker.
You know what, man? Nobody likes a complete winner, Just look at, how Ryback turned out,
Oh, yeah.
That kind of thing, it doesn't work anymore. People personally, I like to see, even though we know they're going to win, but, I like to see them get beat, I like to see them go through some kind of adversity,
Because they can come out on top.
Right, exactly, Hero. Everybody loves a hero, That'll never get old in wrestling.
Yep, of course. All right, so then we had a promo between Dean Ambrose and, Paul Heyman. And that was something, Paul Heyman never gets old on the mic. I mean, that man is pure genius. He's the reason why, I fell in love with the business, bro. That dude can sell you anything, bro, with his promo work. Dean Ambrose, he's also great on the mic, but him, tongue battling with Paul Heyman is something that is pretty dope. But then, Paul was like, my of course he does the whole, my client is what do you call him? A prize fighter. And he doesn't fight for free. So he was like, all right, Brock, let's go. So Paul Heyman went through the curtains. Brock Lesnar stays and was like, fuck what Paul Heyman said. And walks to the ring, about to square up with Dean Ambrose. But, that didn't happen.
Total badassery from the
total badassery.
ass kicking machine.
Yeah, Brock Lesnar. I'm more excited about Brock Lesnar and Dean Ambrose than any other match for WrestleMania.
Oh yeah, it's definitely fresh. You know.
Yeah.
Brock isn't fighting his typical muscled up fighter. You know, he's fighting a smaller guy.
Yeah, he can work, and he can work with smaller guys though. Like he can go with smaller guys.
Honestly, I don't want to see no stiff match. You know, like how he had with Taker or anything. So this is good. This is this is the right step, I think.
Yeah,
definitely the right step.
We had the Dark Knight in Sin Cara versus Ryback. Sin Cara had like the all black on. He was looking real nasty with the all black, bro. I was like, okay, you need to come out with that a lot more often. All black was killing it.
I'm not. You know what, man? Just to share with you guys, I've never been a fan of lucha wrestlers.
Well, you haven't. I'm assuming you haven't watched Lucha Underground then.
No, I've never been a fan of like Rey Mysterio, Sin Cara,
Kalisto.
I don't like that style. I mean, it's high flying, it's fun, but I just don't.
They can only do but so much. I get that. But like Lucha Underground though, I'm a fan of wrestling. Period. I'm not more loyal to any promotion than the other. Even though WWE is mainstream. That's it's the flagship. But Lucha Underground, I watched all of the first season and some of the second season. But it's like, aside from like the cheesy backstage cinematic shit, it's pretty good wrestling. You know what I mean? Like they got Johnny Morrison down there.
Oh yeah,
who's Johnny Mundo. And then they got Rey Mysterio. I don't know if he debuted, but he's like a on-screen personality for Lucha Underground. You got Vampiro and Matt Striker's on commentary. A few WWE guys. But like the wrestling is pretty dope. Like they do some real off the wall shit. So, guys can wrestle girls. Equal opportunity and shit.
You kidding?
Nah, I'm serious.
So you got like the Awesome Kong fighting somebody.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, they be getting their ass whooped though. But equal opportunity, bro. You know what I'm saying?
You look, man. If girls are beating men on that thing, I would definitely be on it.
No, they picked up a few victories over men. Like one, Eva Lise. Yeah, Eva Lise beat 2 other guys in the first season for the number 1 contendership for the world title.
For the world title?
For the world title, yeah. But then she got mowed over by this big dude named Mil Muertes. Mil Muertes is like the size of Braun Strowman. Like he that's a big dude, bro. Big Mexican dude with a mask. Like he's fucking huge.
But yeah. That just reminds me of what's that movie, Nacho?
Oh yeah, Nacho.
That was a fucking sick, man.
Alright, so Sin Cara got defeated by Ryback. Ryback beat him by pinfall. I think after the match, he challenged him for the U.S. title at WrestleMania. Of course, that's what everybody's saying was what was going to be the U.S. title match. No surprise there. Pretty lackluster match. I mean, it wasn't that important. Stephanie McMahon walks down the aisle, gives Triple H an intro. Triple H in his little authority suit, walking out. I was hoping he was gonna come out, leather jacket, t-shirt, be a lot more badass coming up to WrestleMania. But he's got to play the authority role. He had this long, I feel like, overdrawn promo that Triple H does, and he was talking about, which the promo was decent, but it was so long and it shouldn't have went on that long. But it was pretty good. And then
I mean that's what you can expect that from Trips, no matter what. No matter what.
Like he'll come in and he'll talk your head off, but it makes sense what he's saying.
That's the one thing about him. I love when he gets on the mic. I mean, I feel like he probably gets a little bit too much time.
For sure.
I feel like there should be some younger guys developing their talent and practicing, getting their time. But I guess with these lackluster ratings they've been having, I mean, they gotta do what they gotta do, I guess.
Yeah, put the heavy hitters on. But then Dolph Ziggler interrupts. Okay, the greatest in-ring talent since Shawn Michaels, I believe. after rivaling Seth Rollins, one of the greatest in-ring talents since Shawn Michaels. He interrupts and says, stop calling everybody failures. We're not failures. We've been screwed by the system. Da 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 da. So Stephanie makes a match. Dolph Ziggler, Triple H. Dolph wins. He gets a match at WrestleMania. Dolph wins. He gets a match at WrestleMania. So that was the main event. So then we got Sami Zayn versus The Miz. Pretty decent match. Sami Zayn always entertains. I don't know what it is. But maybe because it's the people that he's been wrestling since he moved up to Monday Night Raw. But
right.
His matches don't seem as entertaining as they were down in NXT. I mean, that's because Sami Zayn was fighting guys like Samoa Joe, Finn Balor, Baron Corbin, people like that, and now he's facing The Miz and it's just
I think super overrated wrestler.
He's something, man.
He was better.
I want to say he was better after his return, because that's when he got the little rub from Ric Flair. So he was using the figure 4 lock to win matches. That was cool. But now he's just nobody takes him serious. He's not gonna win because he's The Miz and nobody gives a shit anymore. I mean, but the management keeps putting him out there because he's consistent. I guess I don't know.
Who knows, man? But I know that WWE title The Miz was cool when he had that rivalry.
Yeah, he was an asshole. He was an asshole.
But he was amazing, though. I love this finisher. It's quick, explosive.
Yeah.
Believable gimmick.
I liked him with R-Truth and the Awesome Truth. I think he.
When they had that match
with The Rock and John Cena.
Wait, you talking about? I'm talking about Survivor Series.
Yeah, that was The Rock and John Cena.
It was The Rock and John Cena?
Yeah, because that was the Survivor Series right before that WrestleMania.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
They were dope. They were pretty cool back then. That was a tag team that shouldn't have made it as far as they did. Alright, so then we had Brie Bella and Alicia Fox versus Team Bad.
Bathroom break.
Yeah, I took a piss during that match. Yeah, if Sasha Banks, Becky Lynch, or Charlotte aren't in I don't like to even call them divas, women's match segment, then I don't really care. Brie Bella is so sloppy in the ring. Alicia Fox is sloppy in the ring. Naomi is probably the best in-ring talent in that foursome that had the match. Tamina, she's just big and bulky and she throws around super kicks, So.
I love that she pays homage to her dad, which is cool.
Yeah, that's what she does. That's her gimmick is paying homage to her dad. That's what she does. So then, oh my God, when I say the most corniest thing in the world happened on Raw, twice. It happened twice. It was the social outcast Burger King bullshit. And I was so pissed off because I hate when they do those corny ass cheap plugs for some food company that is garbage, bro. It's hot garbage. Who eats hot dogs from Burger King, bro? That don't even make sense.
I wouldn't say that they're garbage.
Wow, that don't even make sense.
It's nah, guys. I had one of the hot dogs. I'm just playing. Bruh, I would never, man.
It don't make sense.
That's like getting the mozzarella sticks from McDonald's.
That don't even make sense.
I heard some of them serve mac and cheese too. What is that?
What's the world coming to, bro?
I don't know.
Oh my God. So then we had JoJo. She interviews Paige, who is making a return after a long time. I don't know where the hell she's been.
Okay, that's a good return.
I don't know what. Yeah, it's the theme of Monday Night Raw was return, because people return all night. So she was in there. Then Lana comes in and says her piece, and then Team Bad is backing Lana up. So apparently they're in alliance now.
Okay, I guess that's okay.
Which is Lana. I think Lana, cause the little wrestling that we've seen her do, with hitting the Bella Buster on Brie Bella twice. she's like executed it phenomenally. So, you know, it was pretty cool to see. You know, her being backed by two decent wrestlers in Naomi and
right.
You know, Naomi and Tamina.
And Naomi's a badass though.
Yeah, she is, man. I'm glad she stopped using that little booty finisher.
Dude, why? Like, why? Like,
I don't know.
Why would they give her they expect to, I mean, they try to gain credibility and, like you said, I don't want to say the divas, but and women's wrestling, and they give her a finisher like that. Like, why?
Yeah, it don't make sense.
That's a joke. Why?
Yeah.
But, whatever.
We had the Usos versus the two members of Social Outcast. I'm not even gonna go with this match because it was boring. The Usos are starting to bore me now. Social Outcasts, they bore me. They're so corny and they get on my nerves, and I want them off my TV as much as I want Byron Saxton off my television. We're gonna get into that later. All right, so the Usos defeat Bo Dallas. Then, my favorite part of Monday Night Raw with Dean Ambrose backstage.
All right.
Oh man! And guess who shows up? The hardcore legend himself, Mick Foley.
Oh yeah, I saw that. That's good.
That was it was pretty dope. Mick Foley was like, I think you should give Brock Lesnar, something special for WrestleMania, and Dean Ambrose had the crowbar from the previous promo. So he's like, nah, crowbar's not good enough. Why not hold on to that and I give you a present? Gave him a little big old red box. Opens up the box, pulls out a barbed wire wrapped bat. OG Mick Foley days.
The torch.
Passing
of the torch. Yes. Right there, man.
Yes.
That's OG Bobby Johnson.
OG Bobby Johnson. It was pretty cool to see, because they have similar gimmicks, you know what I mean? They, from jump, weren't supposed to make it, I mean, that's just Dean Ambrose's gimmick. He wasn't supposed to make it. He flails his body around, He hits you with the flying elbow from anywhere, just like Mick Foley used to do. They're both scrappers. I just feel, and they both wrestle in regular clothes. So,
and they both can carry a match.
And they both can carry a phenomenal match. So I feel like, the passing of the torch was a pretty cool segment for the fans, I feel like, who compared the two. I think it was pretty cool. So then, we have the main event, which I think, I don't want to say it, because, but I do. I think the Triple H Dolph Ziggler match was better or about even to the Dean Ambrose Triple H match. And it might be biased because Ziggler's, a favorite of the show.
But why you think that?
Okay, so Dolph Ziggler, first of all, is a phenomenal wrestler. All right, so you start off with great storytelling, and that's what I'm a huge fan of. Great storytelling in matches. So in the beginning, right, you had Ziggler, and you have Triple H. He gets him in a headlock, little hip toss, headlock, working the mat. Then all of a sudden you see Ziggler reverse it, hip toss, headlock, mat time, but he gets him again, and then he gets him again. Then he seems to outdo Triple H, and that's all he is a show off. Like, I feel like after that whole little headlock hip toss segment, he should have did the Ric Flair strut like he used to do to show off in the match. Like, that dude is amazing. He gets like a bunch of flurries of offense against Triple H, and then of course Triple H, with his predictable yet, still impressive offense from a 40-something-year-old, and gets Ziggler down. Then I think the greatest spot in the match was probably that super kick, because it reminded me so much of Shawn Michaels versus Triple H. Like that super kick, because it came out of nowhere. And the way Triple H sold it and the way he took it, it was like, oh shit. It was like a throwback, you know what I mean? It was for sure a throwback. And then it was a little botchy ending. With I think Ziggler, you know how Ziggler, loses matches. The guy goes to the ropes, he tries to hit a zigzag, falls off. The guy reverses it and hits his finish on Ziggler. That's how he loses his matches all the time.
Formula.
That's how he loses his matches all the time. So then, he hits him with a pedigree. But I think it was such a great match. But you know what ruined it? Was Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns ruined it. And the reason why I say he ruined it is because if WWE wants to get Roman Reigns over, they need to put him in places where he can get over organically by doing good guy shit. You know what I mean? And what I mean by good guy shit is at the end of the match, when Triple H was about to go for his finish, I feel like Roman Reigns' music should have hit. That would have distracted Triple H. The crowd would have popped because they're like, oh shit, Roman Reigns is back, and Ziggler might get this, this quick win. I feel like, with the roll up or a surprise super kick, Dolph Ziggler could have won, and then that would have put Ziggler on the main event card, not main event, the WrestleMania card, and that would have also got Roman Reigns over, but they decided to put Triple H over clean, and then Roman Reigns come out after the match. He's such a bad good guy. Like Roman Reigns is the worst good guy in the world.
He is definitely. He reminds me of a sort of Randy Orton in a sense. I feel like, his role. I mean, Randy Orton's gimmick is kind of stale, but like Randy Orton as a face is just not that good. I mean, because he always still has that bad guy gimmick about him, and I think that Roman should definitely kind of go in that Randy Orton route. Yeah. Because him being this Hulk Hogan, Bret Hart face kind of thing,
people don't like him, and he's acting like John Cena. People don't like John Cena. He'll blatantly, But John will be like, I know people don't like me. I know it's a divided crowd. Roman Reigns is oblivious to everything. He's like, everybody loves me, while he hears a fountain of booze in his left ear, and little 5-year-old cheers in his right ear. Like, come on, bro. Like, get with the shits. Like, it doesn't make any sense.
We need some attitude, guys.
Like, he pisses me off.
He's cereal box.
He upsets me.
He's Fruity Pebbles.
He's Fruity Pebbles. All right, so after the match, the terrible face that Roman Reigns is, he comes out and he beats down Triple H until he gets backstage. What happened was, I think, because Triple H got his head split open. Oh, and what happened was Roman Reigns threw something at the back of his head, and I saw it. I was like, "Oh, that's gonna cut him open," because he threw something. I want to say it was it was something that he shouldn't have been throwing, and he cut Triple H in the back of the head, and I was like, "Oh shit!" And then he picked up a TV. It was a prop, but I mean, it looked like a real TV. I don't know. It was a prop, and he broke it across Triple H's back, and I was like, "God damn."
Was it it was a flat screen?
Yeah, well, it had a little ass in the back. It wasn't huge. It was a little ass in the back. And then Roman Reigns was stopped by officials and other superstars in the back, and it just came off so unorganic. And we figured Roman Reigns to come back and hit a beatdown. That's been this whole rivalry. I beat you down, you go away for a little bit. You come back, beat me down, I'll go away for a little bit. Then I come back and beat you down. That's been the whole rivalry the entire time. And I'm not excited for this main event at all whatsoever. I want there to be some type of twist or some type of, interference or something. Otherwise, Roman Reigns is gonna get booed out of WrestleMania.
Like, and he's gonna head out the champion. I mean, we know that's
we
happening.
know
That's
the way it's gonna set up. But he is going to get booed out of WrestleMania. Triple H wins, he's gonna get cheered out of WrestleMania because he went over Roman Reigns. That's just the way it's gonna happen, and I know they're not stupid enough to continue on this path, bro. Because I know they're smart enough to know that this man is going to get booed out of WrestleMania.
I don't know what they're trying to achieve. I don't know why Vince just does not realize that these big, muscly guys, they're just not. It's not the 80s anymore, you know? Like, it's not. This is not what people want.
Good looks and a good body not going to put you over anymore. It just won't.
They don't understand that. It's like I don't know when they're in the back. Like, are they listening to like to the boos and the cheers? Like, that should be easy enough, right?
I feel like
if you Dolph is over. Dolph gets a pop every time he comes out.
A huge
Dolph
pop.
should be in the main event like all the time. There's certain people that should be in the main event all the time. These are people, and they're struggling to create new big talent, you know, John Cena level talent, Randy Orton level talent. But when the talent's in front of them, they don't do nothing about it.
Right.
They can create these legends, they can create these icons, but you know, they're putting over these people that people don't want to see.
Right. Like in the current pool of wrestlers right now, with the way that there are on the card right now, do you think any of them could be Hall of Famers without some type of, you know, future push or future championship reign or something like that?
I feel like in the aforementioned episode that we had, some of the names like Dolph, I feel like Dolph could easily, if he stayed in the company long enough, they actually allowed him and gave him a chance to win some major belts and not let him hold the world heavyweight championship. What was it for? Like, what was it? A week?
It was like a week and a half.
Like, come on now.
When he cashed in, then he got a concussion. Then they stripped him.
You gotta be kidding! Like Kevin Owens, amazing wrestler. You got Dean, Seth. They all can be Hall of Famers if they, you know. I feel like they're given a chance. Seth was given a chance, but you know, due to unforeseen circumstances, he was injured.
But I think even with Seth, like his reign didn't feel until his match with Sting, which was, you know, an unfortunate event. But even with his match, like anytime he pinned somebody clean without interference for the title, his reign meant something. But that didn't really happen during his reign at all. You know what I mean? Like he had J&J Security, he had Kane. Sometimes he had the Big Show.
But even still, even when Rollins was still the champion, I still felt like they were still setting up for that range.
Right, like he felt like a placeholder, but he felt like a placeholder for however many months he was champion, you know? I feel like if anybody with the right pushing and the right storyline development, Seth Rollins could have easily beat CM Punk's 434 days as champion. I feel like he could have easily. I think because the way they booked Punk's title reign was amazing. Like at first it was on him that he turned heel. Then he had Heyman for the second half. I think it was dope. I don't think they should have took the title off him.
Yeah, I think they made very little mistake. This man, I feel like he won the matches he should have won clean.
Right.
He won the matches I'm saying, like, even the matches he won dirty, it felt right.
It made sense storyline wise. So I feel like they could have done the same thing with Seth Rollins had he not been injured. Had the second half of his title reign be him as a face going up against Triple H. I feel like it would have been, you know, it would have been not CM Punk, Seth Rollins' year. It for sure would have been Seth Rollins' year.
And for real, honestly, and let's be like real, heels make better champions anyway.
Of course.
So I feel like if Rollins could have just, you know, he could have got that he could have got over with being a face by beating Trips and then, turn heel, I feel like that would have been amazing. Yeah. And I felt like that would have been probably one of the championship runs of the decade.
For sure.
He's an amazing wrestler, amazing talker. He can work with anybody. He has a nice style.
He can. Like, he doesn't have that typical indie style. Like, I think since he's been on the main roster, he's been a lot more mat-based and a lot, more technical. But, like, when he was at NXT, he was, doing Phoenix splashes and, moves off the top rope, springboard, assaults. Like, he was, real Neville-ish, kind of. But I think because, like, Seth Rollins, when he got on the main roster, he got a little bit bigger, a little bit more bulkier.
And that's good because that prolongs your
right,
career,
exactly.
Man.
It prolongs
his
career.
You shouldn't be taking those bumps, man.
But see, now, though, because, like, in the main roster, on special occasions, he'll hit a Phoenix splash off the top rope. Or he'll hit a moonsault, you know what I mean? Like, he'll do it on special occasions, which I think is the way it's supposed to be, I feel like.
Of course. You didn't see Kurt Angle pull out his
moonsault every Monday night.
Match.
Right,
no,
right.
That was like pay-per-view worthy.
Right.
Like last resort. The angle slam, ankle lock, you got out of both of them. I'm going to hit this. This is desperation. That's how it should be. Right.
So after, I'm going to skip some of the bullshit, like the Goldust R-Truth shit, because, it was funny at first. It still is funny, but, like, they're prolonging it, and I don't.
And that's another thing wrong with the WWE. They don't know when to cut shit off.
Yeah, it was funny at first. Like, the way it should have went was, Goldust wants R-Truth to be his partner. Truth says no. No. Then something happens. Goldust saves them. Then they become tag team partners. Like, that's how it should have been. Now it's reversed. R-Truth wants to be partners, I guess, because he's sorry about the way he was acted. Goldust doesn't want to be partners. And they just prolonged it. Like, it's been on for too long now. Like, it's starting to get ridiculous. It's starting to get repetitive.
Man, you know what blew me that was too long? Little Jimmy. What the fuck was that?
Little Jimmy, when it was funny, right? And it was cool. And, like, R-Truth was, like, a heel. Like, well, that's when he faced John Cena for the WWE title. And he was smacking people with water bottles and, like, snapping, Like, he was cool. It was cool. But then, like, they started making T-shirts. and then it was like, nah, okay. All right. That's enough.
But, man, they got to make their money.
Yeah.
I feel like it's just a bunch of old men. Like, the WWE reminds me of, like, today's parents.
Yeah.
Like my mom be showing me videos on Facebook that I seen on Twitter like 2 weeks ago.
Like, yeah, you see this new video. It's so funny. I'm like,
I saw this like 3 weeks ago. Right?
It's not funny no more.
It's not funny.
Stop.
She wants me to laugh, and I fake laugh. It's my mom, but
That's exactly how WWE is. WWE is like our parent. We're there. We laugh because they want you to laugh, but inside you're like, this ain't funny. This not good. So then after the Golden Truth bullshit, we had Chris Jericho versus Adrian Neville, and this match was something else. Neville went into a baseball slide, broke his ankle. I saw the video. Well, I watched the match, but I saw the video afterwards because I didn't catch it in the match. And he slid, and his ankle absolutely broke.
Oh,
so apparently, Chris Jericho, I think either Neville told him or Jericho realized that his ankle was fucked up. So he told the ref, probably sometime in the match, disqualify me. His ankle is broken. So they went on, and Jericho did something to try to get disqualified. He didn't. Jericho went in for the pin, and Neville kicked out. Because, he's a trooper. So he kicked out. So Jericho got pissed because he got pissed at the ref because he was like, you're supposed to disqualify me. His ankle's broken. So he got in his face. He pushed him, right? which garnered the DQ. But after the bell rung, he got in the ref's face and was like, and I quote, he said, "I told you his fucking ankle was broken. You were supposed to disqualify me. What the fuck is wrong with you?" So then the ref says, "Don't fucking touch me. I didn't hear you. don't fucking touch me." And Jericho said, "His ankle is fucking broken. What are you, stupid?" So then Jericho cut a promo after that whole encounter, and I don't think it was scripted. I think it was a shoot. Like they were legit pissed at each other.
And you know that same ref made a tweet on Twitter.
No, I didn't know.
Yeah, man, it was on Bleacher, man, and he was just like, I didn't know. I'm sorry. I was like, wow, you fucking asshole.
Yeah, cause like I know the type of wrestler Neville is. He's not gonna quit. He's one of those indie wrestlers where he'll wrestle with a broken neck and finish the match because that's just the way. That's just their tenacity. You know what I mean? Jericho, on the other hand, he's like, I'm trying to look out for the kid. I don't want him further breaking his ankle. So disqualify me, you fucking idiot. Like, and
Jericho's not gonna be hurt from a DQ.
Nah. So exactly. So Jericho, what a guy. He got a lot of respect from me for doing that. Granted, I don't think he should have blew up like that in front of the TV and the crowd, but that's just the way Y2J is. So he got a lot of respect from me for ending the match the way he did, and trying to look out for Neville and his health and his career. So after that, we have what do we have? We have the Undertaker, Shane McMahon, Vince McMahon segment, which was dreadful. It upset me.
This is not cracking up to what it's supposed to be, and I knew that it wasn't. It's fucking Shane McMahon versus The Undertaker. Why?
It upset me because Undertaker is better than this. Undertaker, the Phenom, is better than this. This man is pretty even keel on the mic, but his comebacks to what Shane McMahon was saying were pretty lackluster. He said, "These are my legacy," talking about his fists. Then he said, it's none of that's gonna be good enough. Then nobody controls me. Granted, he's not supposed to say that much, but I feel like he should have came up with a little bit better little slide remarks than those. And then Shane McMahon, this dude used to be okay on the mic back in the day. You know what I mean? He's booty now. Like, he is absolutely cheeks. He was like, "Oh, you know what I'm gonna do? When you punch me, I'm gonna miss. I mean, you're gonna miss." What? Huh? Shane, come on, bro.
That's actually kind of funny.
Like, come on, bro. And the crowd caught it, so they booed him. But then he came back. Like, his whole promo was just so bad. It was so bad. But the best part was in the end when he was like, I had the misfortune of being Vince McMahon's son, but you have the misfortune of being Vince McMahon's bitch. Which I was like, oh shit.
He said bitch?
Yeah, he said bitch.
Oh no.
I was like, oh shit. Undertaker. No. Vince pushed Shane into the Undertaker. Undertaker got him into the corner, but then Shane reversed and did those little butterfly punches that he be doing. That
dumb shit.
That don't look like it hurts anybody. What are you doing? But what was cool though is when he stopped and did the little Shane O'Mac shuffle. That marked me out a little bit. I marked out over that because it looked so cool when he does it, and it was just reminding me of those days where he would jab, Shane O'Mac shuffle, jab. It was pretty dope.
But when he's jumping off the jumbotron.
Yeah, right. That's the Shane I hope to see at WrestleMania. That's the only thing that might save the match is if he does some dastardly shit. You know what I mean?
He better jump off a ladder.
Right.
That's the only way.
Yeah. Somebody's got to do something. He's got to put his body on the line. Or hit a coast to coast. Put a trash can in front of Undertaker's face and drop kick from the top rope. But, so yeah, Undertaker chokeslam Shane to end the match. I mean, not to the match, to end the night. it was, overall, I give Raw maybe a C minus. It was pretty decent. What about you?
I think I'm gonna just go with you, man. I mean, maybe C plus. Like you said, I like Shane, and man, I still kind of fall for the cheesy stuff. I don't know.
I mean, because it's WWE. It's what they do. They do the cheesy stuff.
I just wish it was better. I like to think this, man. I like to think this. I always think this. When I was young, I thought that the product was so great.
Yep. I mean,
and
because
now that I'm older, I think it sucks.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I wonder, is that how the older people when we were younger were thinking when the Ruthless Aggression era was on? Because when I was young, I thought it was awesome. Or is it just really that bad? Or is this time period just that bad?
I think you know what it is. It's our parents' generation, or the generation before us. They were introduced to the idea that wrestling was fake. That's why they're not fans anymore. Because their hearts were broken. Now, like for us growing up, we realized that some things were scripted.
Right.
And the outcomes, were set in stone. But we realized that the moves that people do and the amount of pressure they put on their bodies is absolutely real. So
exactly.
that's why it's that cultural divide. Like they don't understand that, it's some of the stuff is fake, but the shit that they put their bodies through is absolutely real. You know what I mean? Like you don't get injuries from right. Like you don't get injuries from fake shit. Like, come on now, it doesn't make any sense. So I think that's where the divide is for sure. I think that's where it is. But yeah, so Raw was pretty okay. It was not okay. It was halfway decent. So C plus, C minus, in the C range. All right, so then we're gonna talk about one of probably the best wrestling shows out right now, NXT. Now I believe these are the matches that were supposed to show last week. After the Sami Zayn Samoa Joe match, Sami Zayn Samoa Joe went about 43 minutes for the number one contendership, and that's a rarity in WWE. That match went on for 43 minutes.
It's a 2-hour show, man. Jesus Christ!
It was amazing. No, but they showed that episode. They showed that episode for an hour, because I guess they wanted it to be a spectacle, which which makes sense. Like, that makes sense.
It was big match feel.
It was a big match feel. So, we have, NXT was such a great show to watch yesterday because it gave me a refresher, of what real wrestling is. You know what I mean? Like, it refreshed me from that C minus, C plus, Monday Night Raw. And it was good stuff. Like, even the women's, like Emma versus the Parazzo chick, that was a good match. And they're not even like the best women wrestlers on the card. So that's how women's wrestling is pretty dope down at NXT. So then we had my favorite match of the night, which had to be a woman's match, which is kind of hard to say. Well, it's tied. It's the American Alphas versus the Evolved Villains for the number one contendership. And then it was the women's match, Bayley and Asuka versus Nia Jax and Eva Marie. And I only say that those are tied for me because I'm a huge fan of Asuka. She'll kick your fucking head off and not give two shits about it. She's an amazing women's wrestler. I think she can carry the product after Bayley moves up to the main roster. But the American Alphas versus the Evolved Villains, man. American Alphas never seem to disappoint me. I mean, they are amazing. And it was just one part in the match where, you know how when you're behind somebody and you run them into the corner and they do a roll up, like a pin roll up. Yeah. He rolled through it and hit him with like a high angle German suplex, and looked like it broke the dude's neck, bro. Like it was like, oh my god, like it was so crazy, like to watch that.
It looked like one of those Chris Benoit.
It would, yes, that's exactly what it looked like. Like it was so crazy. Like the way that he pulled that off, like the roll through and then the high angle German. Like I was like, this dude's ready to break his neck. Like that's just what he's ready to do. Like that's it for this man's neck. Like they really gonna show. Chad Gable breaking this man's neck. Like, are you serious? Like during that whole like high angle part, like so many things ran through my mind. Like they wouldn't let us witness this man's neck being broken. Like, what is WWE come to? We ready to see somebody become a paraplegic, bro. This is ridiculous, bro. Like, I was so worried for this man. I was so scared because like they was just gonna let us watch him break his neck, but so he dropped him, and it was pretty cool. And they have a pretty cool finisher too. It's like Jason Jordan goes in for a spear in the turnbuckle. It's a tag. He gets him in a back suplex, right? But he throws him backwards. And then Chad Gable catches him and hits him with a bridging back suplex for the pin. For the pin. It's an amazing finisher. I think NXT does great with their tag teams because like tag teams don't have tag team finishers anymore. You know, like the 3D or
the Tower of Doom.
Yeah, right. Like, you know, they don't have those anymore. Like you got Vaudevillains with the fuck, what is their finisher? The Whirling Dervish, which is I think it's like a European uppercut to the back of the head and then a spinning neck breaker.
Oh, I think that would look tight.
Then you got the Rough Rider, which is like which is Mojo Rawley and Zack Ryder, which is a spine buster, and then Zack Ryder's off the top rope and hits a Rough Rider, which in honor they call it the Hype Rider. They call it the Hype Rider, and then who else? The Revival has the Powder Keg. I think that's what they call it. It's something. But I'm just call it the Powder Keg. Which is it's like, you know how they set up the 3D?
Yeah.
But instead of a cutter, it's a code breaker. So that's pretty dope. Yeah, right.
That would be tight.
And they do that off the top rope too, and it's absolutely amazing. And then Enzo and Big Cass, they have the Flying Enzo, which is a back body drop. Enzo goes to top rope. Big Cass throws him up, and then like forces him down into a body splash, which is pretty cool too. You know, the NXT has some of the best tag teams and some of the best tag team finishers.
No doubt.
Out there. So I think that's what they're gonna be our favorite segment today. I think it's gonna be our favorite finisher moves. It could be tag team or singles. To our favorite, and today's topic for our favorite is finishers.
Finishers, guys. Finishers.
So we're gonna
not signatures.
Not signatures. Finishers.
Finishers.
Right. So we're gonna start off with you. We'll do top three. We'll do top three. Top three finishers of all time for you. Man of 1,000 names. Give me some.
One. I don't know if many of you guys know this one. It was on TNA. It was in that group. I forgot what they were called. It was with Rick Rude. No, not Rick Rude.
Bobby Roode?
What's his name? Bobby Roode, James Storm. Wait, what's James Storm?
You talking about Beer Money?
No, not Beer Money. The Canadian faction.
Yeah.
I forget their names, but it was this guy on there, and he had this move called the Canadian Destroyer.
PD something.
I forget his name.
PD something.
But he would put you in between his legs like he was setting up for a power bomb, but he would do a front flip. Front
sunset flip. Yeah.
Yeah, while he was still holding his opponent and drop you on your head and flip you like a fucking a slingy or something.
Oh, man.
That would...
Yeah.
If you have time, guys, go look at it. It's called the Canadian Destroyer. It's fucking devastating. It looks better as a gift. So it is a gift online. And
It's pretty dope. It's pretty dope.
Next finisher. I would have to go with I love to go to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
I loved when only thing I didn't like about the go to sleep was when CM Punk tried to do it on bigger opponents. It's just like he's hitting them in the chest. Like,
yeah.
But other than that, man, that's an amazing move. Even though he copied it from a Japanese wrestler, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, he copied it from Kenta, aka what's his name? He hadn't even been on NXT in so long because he's been injured. But I forget his NXT name. Hideo Itami. That's his name.
Yeah.
Yep.
I don't care because CM Punk made it famous.
Yep. I hope he hits it in UFC. If he can. If he can.
Yo, that's a finisher.
If he can.
They're definitely not gonna let you.
Nah.
But what's my third? It gotta be. Man, it's so many fucking nice finishers. This is not fair. Last Ride probably.
Last Ride?
One of the most devastating powerbombs.
Oh my god, hell yeah.
This
because he lifts you up with it.
Industry's ever seen.
He lifts you up with it.
Never has anyone ever taken you by the waistband on their tights, lifted you up probably 6, 7, 8, 4 inches in the air.
You gotta be at least like 7 feet up in the air. You gotta be.
On your head and back, upper neck area.
Yeah. That man was devastating.
Devastating. I'm talking about spinal injuries.
For sure. For sure.
What about you, Brian? What you got?
Alright, Big Boss's top 3 finishes of all time. Number 3, I think it'll probably have to be the Angle Slam.
I knew you were going to say that. I was going to say that.
Number 3's got to be Angle Slam only because like it doesn't look like it should hurt you. But like the way Kurt Angle whips that Angle Slam out of nowhere is incredible.
And not only that, he did it so much better in TNA. Like the grip was harder, the slam was harder.
Yeah, it was just so dope. Like the way, like he'll put people through the table. He'll get big guys in it because it just shows his strength. When he hit Big Show with the joint,
moments when he was Angle Slamming Big Show.
Oh my god, yeah.
That's better than John Cena hitting the Attitude Adjustment, or that's better than choke slamming Big Show. He fucking hoisted you on his shoulders. And mind you, this is Kurt Angle, a smaller guy.
He's like gotta be like at least like 5'7", 5'6", 5'7". He's not big by any means.
And this dude was fucking slamming Big Show multiple times. I've seen him do it multiple times in a match. And he was really lifting him. Like hoisting his big ass.
Yeah. Yeah. Number 2, it's gotta be the RKO.
Oh man,
the reason why the RKO is my number 2 is because first of all I'm a huge fan of Randy Orton, right? But I was also a huge fan of Diamond Dallas Page. So when DDP used to hit the Diamond Cutter, he'd do it in a way where it will be out of nowhere, but it was like. It was compelling. Like he'll get you in like in the middle of a match, he'll get you in a headlock, and he'll get the go behind, twist you around, standing cutter, diamond cutter. Like it will be amazing. Randy Orton, he'll hit RKO from anywhere. You flying off the top rope, RKO. Sliding in the ring, you get up, RKO. Just turn you around, RKO. Like he was like Randy Orton revolutionized the cutter for sure for me.
Yeah, definitely because. DDP, you gotta pay homage to the creator. You have to.
Yeah.
You have to. But the way that Randy Orton reinvented it and made it so much more athletic,
right,
and much more explosive.
Yeah.
He can pull it literally out of anywhere. It has to be your top 3, man. It's awesome. It's a good finish.
I think my favorite RKO is probably the one he did on Seth Rollins.
Oh yeah,
at WrestleMania,
when
he's about to go for the curb stomp, lift it up, RKO. Like, come on, dog.
I have that gift on Twitter.
Like, how do you go in the room in the back room, and you lay down spots for the match. And you're like, well, I think that we should do a big RKO. All right, how are we gonna pull it off? How about you go for the curb stomp? I lift up, and then I hit you with an RKO while you coming down. Like how do you even like picture that? Like that is amazing. That move when I saw it at WrestleMania, I was like, holy shit! Like this is amazing. And then you sent me the gift like 5 minutes later. I was like, bro, I saw it. It was incredible. It was incredible.
I remember my favorite RKO of all time is when, I don't know if it was Randy or RVD. You know what I'm talking about.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God.
Who botched that RKO? I just know that RVD ended up on his neck.
You know, I don't think it was a botch. You want to know why? Because this is my theory. RVD, back in ECW, did a lot of that stuff. Like, he'll plant himself. He'll spike himself because it looks good. Like, he will do that on purpose. So, maybe Randy Orton came down and RVD kind of threw his body a little bit more forward than he usually would. But I feel like it was set up just to make it a little bit more devastating. That RKO was incredible.
His neck, bro. Like, when I say his neck lawn chair with his body.
Yeah.
His neck, literally, and I was scared for him.
Yeah.
I was scared for him, man.
Another one of my favorite RKOs is the one on Hulk Hogan. When he was backstage with his daughter, and then Randy Orton came out of nowhere, RKO'd him on the trunk of his car. That shit had me weak, bro.
That's disrespectful.
It was so disrespectful, bro. He came out of nowhere. You just see Hulk Hogan motions his daughter, like, yeah, let's get in the car. All of a sudden, Randy Orton comes out of nowhere. And RKO's this man on the trunk of his car, bro. That shit was hilarious, dog. I was so weak. Oh, my God. All right, number one of all time. You probably already know the answer. The greatest move that has ever been delivered by any superstar. Well, no, a select few superstars. And that is the super kick.
Super kick.
AKA sweet chin music. Now, Shawn Michaels is probably one of my favorite wrestlers of all time. One of the greatest in-ring performers of all time. But when he would hit you with that super kick, dog, the sound that it made, even when you knew it was coming, when he tuned up the band, even when you knew it was coming, it just captivated you every single time because he hit it so flawlessly. Like, I think some of my best super kicks were when Shawn Michaels wasn't even wrestling. Remember when him and Triple H were backstage and they were arguing about, who was more controversial? And so one of the guys came in and was like, Shawn was like, hey, what's your name? He's like, Stan. Oh, hi, Stan. Super kick Stan. Papers flew everywhere. I just kicked Stan, right? He walked down the aisle. I mean, not down the aisle, down the hallway. He was like, I don't know about controversy. The dude comes out of the doorway, super kicks him. Papers fly everywhere. Like I think that was one of the best segments. Like with Shawn Michaels, like just super kicking random people in the hallway.
And not only that, man, I love he has to have the best super kick because till this day, he can still do it. He can still get that leg up there.
It's one of those moves that you can still do for sure.
This dude was super kicking Undertaker.
Yeah.
And Big Show, like he was getting his. Like,
he was getting his foot up there.
He wasn't a super tall guy now.
No.
Like, come on now. And he was getting him in the chin.
Yeah.
You can play a slow-mo on YouTube. He was getting him on the chin.
Yeah, he was getting chins, man. This has been Super Kick Party episode 2 with your host, the Big Boss, Bad News Bronson. And the man of 1,000 names, the big Con, 7 Cons, T Woods, Tiger Woods.
T Woods.
What was her name today? The
movable object.
And the stoppable force. This has been Super Kick Party, episode 2. We'll hope to see you next week
We better see you.
On Monday for episode 3. We better see you. We better see you. You know how we end the show. You know how we end the show. Like my boy Ziggler always says, show off.